So as you started filtering through your auditions and you're getting through your submissions and looking at all the different actors, you're going to have to start prepping for your audition day. And these are some basic tips that are true, not only for auditions on Backstage, but like auditions throughout your career. So I mentioned sides earlier. If you already know what sides are, great. If not, just 1 to 2 pages of your script that you're going to want the actor to read to see if they're right for the role. Ideally, it should be 1 to 2 pages that are like best exemplify the character, but you don't want to do more than 2 pages because otherwise, you're going to be seeing a lot of each actor in each video or having each person come in and read for long periods of time. You can usually get a sense pretty quickly if someone's going to be right for the role with just shorter 1 to 2 pages. And you want to give them 48 hours in advance to send those sides to them. Actors like to prepare, and they want to be able to come to an understanding or interpretation of the character. So yeah, send those out 48 hours in advance. Here again is gathering a team. You want to be able to focus on the actor's performance. In virtual auditions, you want to have a reader. If it's in-person auditions, you're going to want to have somebody running the camera, maybe another person even as a reader. And then again, even someone just to like be the point of contact if somebody's late or gets lost. Location really matters when you hold auditions. If you're doing in-person auditions, you never want to hold them in a dorm room, an apartment, a hotel, or even a coffee shop. Acting is a really vulnerable art form. Actors need to be in a professional and a safe space in order to do their work. So, a classroom is a great option. If there's a studio space on campus or any sort of conference room that you can utilize, that's what you want to be able to do. Also thinking ahead about your schedule, what day you're going to do auditions, how many auditions do you plan to hold that day? How much time are you giving each actor to audition? Personally, I give actors like 10 minutes each, in terms of an audition, depending on how far along I am in the process. And then you also want to like plan breaks for yourself. I think that's really important. I personally give myself a 5-minute break between every actor that I see. And the reason for that is often, what if you're really connecting with an actor and you want to see them a little bit longer? Or what if they get lost and they show up late? Or what if you have to use the bathroom or go grab a snack? You have like that little buffer to be able to do that. And then as the director, a big piece you want to do to prepare for your audition day is to really reread your script and remind yourself what you're looking for in each character. Sometimes actors might come in with questions for you because they don't have the full story or the full context. They'll be like, oh yeah, so he's mad in this scene, or she's, really upset, but like, why? Can you help provide some more information? So your job as the director is to be able to provide that context. So you want to make sure that you have those answers. A couple of other things I want to mention about auditions. Remember that actors can be nervous coming into. They may be actors, but they're meeting you for the first time. There's, it's a vulnerable art form. So a friendly greeting goes a long way. Well, something I think is true in the industry, but in the world, is that people always will remember how you make them feel. So if you make them feel respected and that they are professionals and that you're a professional, that will go a long way. So keep that in mind. Keep a professional and respectful environment within your auditions and on your set. Also keep in mind that auditions test for skill and directability. So often actors are trained to make choices. So they may come in, they have their 48 hours, they have the sides, they may come in and make a choice about a character. And maybe it's right, or maybe it's not what you saw at all, right? So what you want, I always have my actors read through the sides twice. The first time I let them make their choice, whatever their choice was. Then it's the second take where I try to see, can I direct them or get something more from them? Can you adjust like their performance? Can they adapt? And even like trying to have fun with it. How far can you push an actor to, like, what's their range? Maybe you wrote, or maybe this seems like this really dramatic scene where somebody's saying goodbye to their grandmother for the last time and it like seems very emotional. Well, maybe the second time around you're like, I want you to do it as if you never liked your grandma and you're glad she's going to be gone, right? That's a whole different interpretation or take on the character. And then how the actor responds to that, their ability to make that adjustment, on the fly in the room, is going to tell you a lot about their level of experience. Because above all, you're not necessarily looking for some like Oscar winning performance. you want to find someone who's going to be a good collaborator on set, and like who's going to be able to work with, who you're going to be able to work with, who you're going to feel comfortable working with, and who's going to help you tell the story that you need, that you're trying to tell. I also recommend that if you need to see a skill from an actor, a specific skill, to ask them to do it in the audition process. So like,
can you sing Sucked Into the Bagel?
Sucked into the bagel.
You know, if I need someone to speak Spanish, I want to see that they can actually speak Spanish, right? Some people say they can, or they say they speak Spanish. I remember one time trying to cast a role, I need someone with a Mexican accent. And there's people who submitted who had really strong Dominican accents. And it's like, that's, I mean, your Spanish is perfect, but it's not for this type of character, because this character is very specific to this area of Los Angeles. So it just wouldn't work out. So if you need someone who like can juggle, like make sure they can juggle. If you need someone who can play guitar, make sure they can play guitar. The exceptions to that is you can't ask somebody to do stunts, and you can never ask an actor to touch you or another performer. And then the last bit here is, yeah, audition days are exhausting. So take breaks, get water. It's always good to come into your audition refreshed, use the bathroom, you know, bring snacks. Don't eat during the audition, but make sure that you are well fed before the actor comes in, so that you can primarily focus on them and give them your full attention.